This is Frank Knight speaking to you on behalf of the Longines Symphonette, as I have done since the early days of radio. During those years, radio was not only the golden cornucopia from which poured a fantastic wealth of entertainment, but was a mirror of the times. I remember radio. I was part of radio, and I'd like to share some of my memories with you. Let's start our sentimental journey with something close to my heart. Back in the 30s, the Longines Wittnauer Watch Company launched an experiment to discover whether American families would enjoy the world of light classical music. Now, to do this, we had to have a new idea, and that idea was the Longines Symphonette. This was to be an orchestra designed for broadcasting and recording, with just the right musical blend for perfect mechanical reproduction. The very first broadcast of the Longines Symphonette featured only 12 musicians, but each was a brilliant soloist in his own right. Listen now to that broadcast.
This is the world's most honored music program, presented as a salute to Longines, the world's most honored watch. The Longines Symphonette, a group of the world's finest musicians with Michel Piastro as guest conductor, plays the world's most honored music. These beautiful melodies and Longines watches have this in common. Throughout the world, where there is an appreciation of things fine and beautiful, both are held in the highest esteem. The first selection of the Longines Symphonette in this world's most honored music program is a composition of Rubinstein in the spirit of old Spain. It's called Toreador et Andaluz.
Today, Longines Symphonette recorded treasuries utilize as many as 100 men. Listen to this excerpt from a new treasury, The Golden Heart of Romantic Operetta. Hear the difference, and remember that this is today's finest high fidelity. I remember radio in ever so many ways. The drama of the adventure programs, the broad, sweeping humor of the comedy shows, the impact of the news broadcasts and the commentators. On these records, we're going to explore each of those byways of memory. I'm sure that you, as I do, still fondly chuckle over the antics of the comedy programs of those wonderful days. There were two types, actually: the situation character program and the fast, glib variety show. For example, I remember those happy moments with Pick and Pat, Lum and Abner, and the Easy Aces when Jane A. said, "Well, you've got to take the bitter with the batter." But the longest-lived situation comedy of all time was Amos and Andy. It first went on the air in 1924 as Sam and Henry, and continued on radio and television for over 30 consecutive years. In the 1930s, Amos and Andy was so popular that even motion picture houses stopped their shows when it was time for this program.
You know, Andy, it's a great thing for us, this job with the construction company.
Oh, yeah, and I like that Mr. Carter, the head of the company. He sure was nice to us when he gave us the tools this morning.
Oh, yeah, he is a real gentleman. I tell you, I'll get him. Hello, George Kingfish Stevens speaking.
Hello? This is Mr. Carter of the Carter Construction Company.
Oh, yes, Mr. Carter, how's you this evening?
See here, what are you and Brown trying to pull? Why didn't you show up on that porch wrecking job this morning?
Well, you see, excuse me, you said something about slowing up on that porch wrecking job.
I said, why didn't you and Brown show up on that porch wrecking job?
Well, Miss Carter, excuse me, we got a bad disconnection here.
Can't you hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can hear what you were saying, but I know you ain't saying what I was hearing.
Hello? Hello?
Look, Miss Carter, the phone's all messed up here. I tell you what, I'll hang up and you call me right back.
Very well.
What's the trouble, Kingfish?
Oh, I don't know, Andy. The phone is messed up or my ears done jammed up on me. You take the call when the man calls back.
Okay, I'll, wait a minute. Hello, Andy Brown speaking.
Oh, it's you, Brown. Can you hear what I'm saying?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir, you coming through fine.
Good.
Now, what is it you want to tell me?
I want to know why you and Stevens didn't show up to wreck that porch this morning.
Hold the phone. Kingfish, get back on here. This man is all confused.
Hello, Miss Carter. Stevens back on here.
Look, Stevens, what's going on? You and Brown are completely confused.
We is confused. You is the one that's confused. We spent the whole day today wrecking the porch over at 4565 Amsterdam Avenue.
4565 Amsterdam Avenue? That's fine.
Well, thank you, sir.
That's just great.
We thought it was a nice job, yeah.
The porch you were supposed to wreck was at 666 Riverside Drive.
Miss Carter, is you there?
Yes?
Well, Miss Carter, this time let's both hang up and don't nobody call nobody back.
Nostalgia? Certainly. But when you sit back today in your living room in this atomic age of tension and pressure, can't you just close your eyes and fly away in your imagination to that simple, good-humored world of Amos and Andy?
Seriously, Andy, I'm just out Christmas shopping.
Yeah, well, look, on that table over there, they got some dolls that when you squeeze them, they say, Mama.
That ain't nothing. I go around with one, when I squeeze her, she says, lovely, lovely.
And now think of Jack Benny, Fred Allen, Edgar Bergen, and Rudy Valley. They worked their magic in another way. You remember the Jack Benny-Fred Allen feud, of course, and Charlie McCarthy's wisecracking dialogue. And do you remember Jack Benny's Maxwell car? If you do, you have to know Mel Blanc. He was the car. An incredible talent, Mel Blanc. Listen now to his famous English horse. Now let's go back to visit again with a famous member of Allen's Alley. Remember Kenny Delmar as Senator Claghorn?
Somebody pounded my pine, Carolina pine. Well, you know there's no such place as North Carolina. That's Upper South Carolina. Yeah, pay attention now, boy. Claghorn's name, Senator Claghorn, that is. Start laughing. I'm from the South. Take your hat off and show some respect, son. When I eat crackers in bed, I eat Georgia crackers. I drink out of Dixie cups. And right now, I gotta get out of here. I'm going to my dog's funeral. He was a fine hunting dog, but I had to shoot him. I caught him pointing north. Yeah, if you're listening, you should be laughing. I didn't think I'd even make it here today. I flew. Oh, yes, indeed. I flew by Yankee Clipper. can't say that word. When I got there at the airport, there was a whole lot of people standing around. I thought they were there for me, but I was wrong. Gypsy Rose Lee was taking off. Yeah, speaking of, they're a great family, them Lees. That's my favorite food, as a matter of fact. Eel, that's Lee spelled backwards. Be alert now, boy. Stay awake. There was a big crowd there, and they yelled and screamed, and they sent a car for me. That was the welcoming committee that sent the car. I didn't go with them. That car was a Lincoln. Well, so long, that is.
Radio of the mid-30s was an adventure in listening. You could never tell in advance what would be the evening's high point. One of the classic radio sequences occurred on a Rudy Valley show. I remember that night on radio when Rudy Valley, Lionel, and John Barrymore, and John's daughter Diana took over the Laugh-Ways of America. This excerpt is really a tribute to Lionel Barrymore and a rare few moments with the first family of the American theater.
There's a royal treat in store for us tonight with 3 members of the theater's royal family in our midst. Diana, John, and Lionel Barrymore. Diana, it's nice to have you with us again.
Oh, it's nice to see you too, Rudy. Are you on Father's program every week?
Yes, you see, Father's program?
Yes. I think it's nice of Father to give a newcomer like you a chance.
Newcomer? Diana, I've been in radio since I got my first pair of long pants. This is the same Rudy Valley.
And those are the same pants.
I'll overlook that.
Oh, we were only teasing, Rudy. I know you gave Father his start in radio. Actually, John Barrymore owes you a lot.
Why should I be an exception? Right, Lionel?
Right, Rudy.
You know, Uncle Lionel, Daddy has never told me which one of you is really the younger.
The younger? My dear child. Lionel was a young man when I got me first tooth.
Yes, and I was still a young man when you got rid of your last one. Why, you...
Please, Daddy, Uncle Lionel. What business are you in, Uncle Lionel? What do you do?
What do I do? What? I do the same things your father does.
Why, Lionel.
Diana, surely you've seen your Uncle Lionel in pictures. Don't you go to movies?
Oh, I only see a movie when Father is the star.
Oh, then you don't know about talkies.
Well, anyhow, I'm proud of my father, and I'd like to know how I can best follow in his footsteps.
I'll do what the sheriff does, get a bloodhound.
Now look here, Brother Scrooge.
At ease, gentlemen. No fighting. I've invited you all here to act in a play that I've written.
Oh, say, I think it would be fun for all of us to act in a play together, especially the one that Rudy wrote. I bet it's wonderful.
Oh, it's nothing that Shakespeare couldn't do as well. If he were alive.
He could probably do as well the way he is.
No doubt, Rudy, you've cast a great profile in the leading role.
Well,
If you have, you can count me out of your
Well,
clan.
really,
Of course, if the woman's role isn't the most important, I wouldn't consider it.
Well, heaven help a valley on a night like this.
The 3 Barrymores on Broadway. I can see our name in lights outside the theater. John Barrymore and Company.
And company? Me play a supporting role?
Now, Lionel, you know I'm the star of this family. You've always supported me on the stage.
On the stage, he says.
After all, what difference does it make whose name comes first? Let's feature both Barrymore brothers and star Diana Barrymore.
The girl's a chip off the old block.
You mean a slice off the old ham?
That was radio's fast-paced humor at its very best, and a wonderful reminder of the rare talent of Lionel Barrymore and his family.